In this tutorial, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks with Finder. Finder is basically the tool we use to find documents and folders. And it's got some great features to it that if you're not too familiar, you wouldn't really know about. So here are some tips and tricks. First of all, where is the Finder and how to open it? Well, to find the Finder, look on your dock and you'll always see somewhere some smiley faces. Okay, that's the way to remember the Finder. And if you click on those smiley faces, you should end up with a window something similar to mine, which has also Finder at the top. So go ahead and do that, and then we're going to come back here and look at some tricks that will make your life easier. Okay, if you've got your Finder window open, one thing that I find sometimes is on this left-hand side, there's really not everything here I want for quick reference and access. Sometimes I have to go through all my files to get somewhere, whereas I would really like whatever I can, for example, movies or photos to be available here. So we can set it up to actually do this if we go to Finder and then we go to Preferences. In the Preferences, what you'll see is there is a sidebar option right here. And if I click on sidebar, it gives me all of those other areas on my computer that I might like to have on this sidebar. So if you watch, I'll just click and they'll be added, and then I can quickly get to those places. It's up to you what you want to have added. I basically would put any of these devices on as well. This means if you put in a flash drive or something, it will show up on the left hand side. Here you can see my shared devices, my Blackboard. So everything's set up. That's a good way to get access to your documents quickly. Well, let's say now I have access to my documents, which is great. Sometimes it's very hard to see what is in a document from the thumbnail, and you don't really want to open it up. Let's say, for example, it's a Word document. That all takes time. So one great little feature is this. If you select a document by clicking on it, for example, this document here, if you press your space bar and keep it pressed down, it will actually open up with a preview. If I let go of the space bar, it'll disappear. Okay, back to normal. So that's a great trick. Okay, let's say I want to move a document somewhere. I could cut and paste. The normal way is to do the two-finger click on the mouse, and then what we can do here is copy this document. Another way of doing it is if I want to move it, I can hold on it, and then if I drag it over another folder, these folders spring open. So I'm dragging it and just holding it over this folder here. And you can see slowly I can work my way through to actually place that within a folder. So that's one way of moving stuff. That also works on the left hand side. So if I were to hold it over documents here, then you'll see my documents will all open up as well. If now I'm lost and I don't know where to put it at all, I would just let go and it would go back to normal. So those are called spring folders, or at least that's what I call them. They spring open when you hold a document over them. Okay, next thing that I really like is the way to sort some of your your icons. This is a thumbnail view, which a lot of people like. But there's ways of sorting this, which I quite like. So even though I've got these thumbnails, I might like them sorted by kind. So here it's already then put it into folders, images, presentations, and documents. It's a really nice feature for sorting, and there are other options to do there as well. So for example, it could be sorted by application, PowerPoint, Word, Other, and Preview. A really nice feature. And that will also work with a list view. If you don't like the big thumbnails, you have the same options there. So again, I can go back and do it by kind. There we go. Another great way of just being able to sort all of your files very, very quickly. Okay, another thing that people aren't always aware of, which is very handy, is the power of the search in Finder. Everything that you have has been stored into your MacBook and can be referenced. So every title of every document, and even inside documents, Word documents for example, you can actually do a search. So I'm going to type something, for example, like technology, and you can see there's a lot of documents brought up here. I might want a particular type. I might think, oh, I know it's a PDF. And you can see now every PDF I have to do with technology is all here. But you can see it's quite a long list and is perhaps still not actually that helpful. So one thing to remember on this as well is, because it can be done by keywords, if you've got an idea of the name of your folder. So for example, in this instance, I know I've done something on optics that I want with grade 5. Optics, I think grade 5. You can see as I'm typing, it's almost like Google. It just continues to bring all of this information down as I add more and more keywords. So I feel I'm getting closer, and I know it was a document in this case. You might not remember those details, but I think it was a doc. Let's have a look down here, and here we go. So I've located it, just the document I wanted, just by going through with some keywords. And again, just pressing the spacebar can make me just enables me to see what was in that document and if that was the right one. Okay, so that was a few tips and tricks that can really make life easier with the Finder. Sometimes the Finder is one of the hardest things to get your head around when you migrate to the Macintosh, when you're trying to find all of your documents. But this was one great way of learning how to actually find stuff from many different folders and places. I hope that's helpful for you.